time you're going to see this happening. Live visuals from the Union buildings. The body of Nelson Mandela has arrived and the national anthem is about to be sung. Once again, we can see all of the dignitaries that have arrived, and the elders from the Abu Tembo clan as well, and Mandela. For the third day in a row, he is receiving his grandfather's body as it gets carried up the stairs there into the structure that's been specifically built that houses the casket where Madiba's body is in. And there is a glass top, so those of you that do go and view the body, you are able to see the face of our late statesman. And there you can see are all the officials from the respective departments within the SANDF. And there you have them. They are the pallbearers, and they are going to carry the coffin up the stairs. These are all the warrant officers that are making their way to the hearse now. You can see that they're from the Navy, the Air Force, the Army, the medical services, everyone being represented and all wearing a black sash around their arm as a sign of mourning.
When did this countdown begin?
The singing of the national anthem there, something that we have seen for the last 3 days, and the flags gently blowing in the wind hanging over the Union buildings. And we can now get a sense and feeling that this is certainly a form of closure and finality, because this is the last time that you are going to be seeing it. And this process that is like precision, something that has been a very emotional journey for the family, and particularly one can isolate Mandela. He's been standing there and sitting by his grandfather's side every single day, while he's seen his grandfather lie in state there. It's been a very, very humbling thing to watch. This is the slow march, or the death march, as some would call it, that the army does practice. Once again in your shot you can see our Defence Minister, Rasiviwe Mapwisa Ngakula, accompanying the family, particularly walking alongside Chief Mandela Mandela and the elders and some other family members of Madiba. And speaking to her earlier this week on Wednesday, on the first day, she was giving accolades to those that provided the medical care to Madiba over this very, very difficult time, and just saying that through it all they absolutely did this with the greatest professionalism, and never once was there any leaked information. Everything that was done there was done in the most professional manner. So certainly her paying respect to those that fall under her realm, and most definitely after what we're seeing is very warranted. But let's go to Lebo. Now Lebo is at the Union Buildings and she's joined by General Mbanga. Let him talk us through this for the final time as this unveils on our screens. Lebo.
Thank you, Leanne. Good morning to you. As Leanne had already said, that the coffin has arrived at the Union Buildings, and with us is General Mbanga, who's taken us through, the process, and he's just going to give us one more time, just to give us an idea of what is going to happen, what is happening now for people who are seeing this for the first time. General Mbanga, what is happening now as people are watching on their screens?
What is happening now, we see the body of the late former President Nelson Mandela being carried by the bearers from the South African National Defence Force, comprised of members, senior warrant officers from all the services of the Defence Force. That procession is being led by the chaplain from Chaplain General's office. And then we also have seen the family members, elders, including the Minister of Defence and Military Veterans, also accompanying the family and the elders from the Madiba clan.
What is the significance of the national anthem being sang at that time?
Significance of the national anthem being played at that time is paying a tribute to the former president and giving him the highest honor in terms of playing the national anthem and having the guard of honor.
And the officer in the front is wearing a purple belt around his neck. Is he the most senior out of the six?
No, he's not the most senior out of the group that is there, but is leading the ceremony. He's a chaplain general, what we call umfundis.
Yeah.
So that ceremony is being led by chaplain general. They are leading from the spiritual level.
Let's talk again to what happens once the body is inside the Union Buildings, just before the public are able to view the president again.
Well, what's going to happen is that once the body or the coffin is being placed on the pedestal, and then the bearers will remove the national flag and open the coffin to enable people to be able to view the body and then prepare it to lie in state accordingly.
And how are those officers selected?
The officers were selected in order of seniority in the South African National Defence Force. That part is being done by what we call the warrant officers, normally or commonly known as the sergeant majors. So the senior warrant officer of the Defence Force, that is the sergeant major of the Defence Force, lead that group. And then it is comprised of senior warrant officers from different services and division of the South African National Defence Force. Hence you see different colors. They are selected from the Army, Air Force, Navy and the South African Military Health Service.
Speak to us again about, how happy you are with how things have been going, and, having rehearsed it over and over again, is it finally coming into place the way you would have wanted it to?
It's taking shape and coming to place as we have wanted it to be. because we would like to, on behalf of the government of South Africa and the people of South Africa, as the South African National Defence Force being given this responsibility in accordance to the policy, to do this to the best of our ability in a most dignified, disciplined and honorable manner.
Is it one of the biggest responsibilities to the army?
It's one of the biggest responsibility, and it is an honor and a privilege for the South African National Defence Force to be given such a responsibility to lead.
Now, Waterkloof tomorrow, give us details again of what is going to happen, the role of the army in making sure that Tatu Mandela reaches UNU in one piece.
The role of the South African National Defence Force.
Yes.
The role of the South African National Defence Force will again be moving the body of the late president from one military hospital to Air Force Base Waterkloof. On arrival at Air Force Base Waterkloof, the body will be formally handed over to the African National Congress officials, who will conduct a ceremony in honor of the former president of the African National Congress, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. On completion of that ceremony, the body will again be handed over to the South African National Defence Force, who will again prepare it for the movement down to Kunu. They will wrap it and then it will be transported by aircraft to Mthatha.
Now
It's worth mentioning that all these proceedings as they happen, the body will be accompanied by the senior or elders from the family as well as the Madiba clan and the senior officials from the South African National Defence Force as senior mourners.
All right, sir, thank you very much. We'll keep you here for a little while longer. General Mabanga talking to us, talking through the procession, what is going to happen between today and tomorrow. Remember, today is the last day where South Africans can come and view the body of former President Nelson Mandela. The queues have already started forming, so the body has just arrived. So we'll give the family time to, conduct what they need to do as a family. Remember, they also need to speak to him, Utata, as the family, to tell him where he is exactly, inform him of what is going to happen today before tomorrow heading to UNU, where he will head to his final resting place on Sunday morning. Let's head back to Johannesburg. Williana standing by.